Hi there. My name is Sarah Nadal, and I serve as Shell Point's Communications Manager and the editor of Shell Point Life magazine. I'm here to tell you about just a few of the events, programs, and stories that you'll find in the February issue of Shell Point Life magazine. In fact, February is jam-packed with opportunities for you to participate in community events, socialize with your fellow residents, and celebrate community involvement and volunteerism. When it comes to community involvement, it's safe to say that Shell Point residents have definitely found the recipe for success. Look no farther than the extensive volunteer efforts of the Pavilion Auxiliary, documented on page 34, or the enthusiastic pavement pounders on page 31, who participated in last year's community walks through the Shell Point Cares program. There is also a dedicated group of volunteers who consistently selflessly give back to the Shell Point community, members of the Residents' Council. Take a moment to review the new slate of court representatives on page 36 and perhaps say thank you for their willingness to serve on behalf of their fellow residents. Another group of residents recently had the opportunity to provide a teachable moment for the next generation when a local third grade class came for an educational tour of Shell Point. The youngsters soaked in the science and the hands-on demonstrations at the Orchid House, Butterfly Habitat, Gulf Coast Model Railroad, and more. Plus, they enjoyed companionship of the Shell Point resident teachers who invested the time necessary to inspire these school children to appreciate the natural environment. Turn to page 18 to read more about this great field trip. Now, residents aren't the only ones who prioritize giving back to their community. According to West Virginia University's College of Physical Activity and Sports Sciences, special kudos belong to the Village Church's own senior pastor, Andy Hawkins. Andy was recently honored by the college as one of their most distinguished alumni. Read more about his induction into the WVU Hall of Fame and his shiny new Distinguished Service Award on page 38. Plus, you won't want to miss this month's cover story, which features Pat Bubb of Parkwood. Pat's editorial eagle eye has fed her gastronomic curiosity since her first job out of college as an editor at Mobile Travel Guide, and later as the editor of 3 cookbooks. Her volunteer work resulted in support for several worthy community charities. Follow Pat's career to community cheerleader and cooking guru by turning to page 4. Speaking of food, if you're looking for Valentine's Day dining options, flip to page 33, where you will find a listing of Shell Point dining venues that will be offering special menus for the holiday. Would you like to know a little bit more about the Resident Life programming for the coming month? You'll find information about the upcoming performances in the Shell Point Concert Series on page 15. There's a complete listing of February Academy classes on page 10, and a reminder about Wellness Connection opportunities on page 8. There are also a variety of artistic shows coming up that you won't want to miss. Mark your calendars for the Artists and Artisans Spring Fling Show and Sale, detailed on page 3, and the Shell Point Photo Contest and Show, with more information on page 30. Finally, don't forget to review the Happenings section beginning on page 20 for a look at the many places to go, things to do, and people to see around campus this month. As always, thanks for tuning into SBTV, and we'll see you next month on Between These Pages.